What do you feel about that hitting the wall phrase?
I think it's an accurate depiction of a natural phenomenon. I think that women do reach a certain point in their life where their value, when I say value, I mean value in the eyes of men specifically, does decrease when they reach a certain age. In terms of fertility, obviously you're older, you're not as attractive, but also like you've had more life experience, and I think the majority of men want a woman that hasn't had a lot of life experience because they want to build that life with you.
I am not capable of casual hookups anymore, you guys. Clearly, I hadn't hooked up with anyone for 4 months, which is like the longest it's been probably since I've been sexually active. Yeah, and I gave in and I let my guard down, and holy fuck, sex is really sacred. I'm a little bit mad at myself that I shared it so willy-nilly. Holy fuck, I did not realize how much I have been craving a really deep love. I'm a sensitive girl, you guys, holy shit. But now I know. Hookups are not for me. I used to be able, like a year ago, if you asked me all the names of people I hooked up with, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, wow, sex is sacred.
Should have thought of that earlier.
She belongs to the street.
Who, in their right mind, would want to tango with a woman who has already hit the wall? What does she have left to bring to the party? And if you decide to have some kids with her, there's a chance they might end up with some extra quirks like autism or Down syndrome. It's not just me saying it. The evidence is piling up. The woman's age can play a role in these things. A woman who's been around the block a few times with kids from a previous marriage is finally ready to settle down. But hold up, she's got some emotional baggage from her past relationships that she hasn't quite unpacked yet. And let's not forget about the health issues that might come from indulging in too many Snickers bars in her undies. Plus, she's overweight. You might think that with all her professional achievements, she'd be looking for an equal partner. But nope. This woman has her sights set on a man who's not only younger and hotter than her, but also richer than her. Well, if the girl can dream right. Isn't it just fantastic that so many Western women are ready to settle down these days? Unfortunately, men over the age of 40 don't seem to have quite as much luck in the love department. It's a tough reality. Somewhere between 12 and 15% of them end up tying the knot. But is marriage really all it's cracked up to be? Marriage is a high-stakes game, even for the optimists out there. And let's not forget, when a man ends up with a middle-aged woman, he's taking a gamble on his future financial security. The negative reinforcement and teasing from the peanut gallery may be enough to make even the most stoic of pooches cover their ears. Do you know the two notorious wall phases that women allegedly hit? One occurs in their early 30s and the second in their early to mid-40s. The wall phase is like a countdown to the end of their hotness. It starts ticking in their early to mid-30s, and apparently, it's a one-way ticket to becoming invisible to men before they hit that wall. These women possessed an undeniable allure that attracted male attention from all walks of life. They could captivate fresh-faced college guys and even greasy middle-aged men. Some women even reported being hit on by men old enough to be their grandfathers, and high school boys weren't immune to their charms. However, once they reached their 30s, it seemed like a switch flipped, and men suddenly lost interest. It was as if they were programmed to be attracted only to younger and more vibrant women, leaving the older women feeling neglected and despondent. This is what is commonly known as the war phase. It's like a tumultuous roller coaster ride, filled with moments of attention and rejection, all leading to an inevitable decline. Women in their mid-30s often feel disadvantaged because men their age show little interest in dating or marrying them. And let's face it, a man with a decent job, some money, and a flashy car can easily attract younger and hotter women in their 20s. But here's the catch. Getting to know someone takes time, at least a year to truly understand them, and then another year to become engaged and eventually tie the knot. So if a 35-year-old woman manages to capture a man's attention and goes through all these stages, she'll be pushing 40 by the time they exchange vows. And if she hasn't had children by then, her chances of conceiving are as slim as winning the lottery. The dating landscape has undergone a significant transformation in recent times, presenting new opportunities and challenges for individuals seeking companionship. For those in their low to mid-30s, an interesting trend has emerged: the resurgence of men who have previously been married. These men, now back on the market, are actively searching for new spouses. Additionally, even divorced men with children might be open to exploring the prospect of marriage once again. This phenomenon offers a glimmer of hope for those in their 30s, as they may have a chance to connect with experienced and seasoned partners. However, it is important to acknowledge that not all women in their mid-30s readily accept this reality. Some find it difficult to come to terms with the notion that the primary suitors showing interest in them are over 40, which they perceive as unappealing. These women, who may have hopped from one relationship to another during their 20s, now find themselves bewildered and perplexed. They struggle to comprehend the shift in dynamics and how they ended up in this predicament. The realization that men now hold the power of selection is a rude awakening for these women. The tables have turned, and it is challenging for them to accept that they are no longer pursued as fervently as before. Moreover, they find themselves swimming in a dating pool that seems to consist mostly of men who have been hurt by past relationships or are merely seeking short-term connections, taking advantage of the desperation felt by women in their 30s. This shift in the dating landscape can be disheartening for these women, as they navigate unfamiliar territory. They yearn for the days when they had greater agency in choosing their partners, but the dynamics have shifted, leaving them uncertain and frustrated. It is essential for these women to adapt to the new reality and understand the changes that have occurred within the dating scene. By embracing the changes and understanding the motivations of the men they encounter, women in their 30s can increase their chances of finding compatible partners. That is the only way. It is crucial to remember that not all men fall into the categories of being jaded or players. Many individuals who have experienced divorce or have children are genuinely seeking genuine connections. By broadening their perspectives and being open to diverse experiences, women can overcome the challenges posed by this evolving dating landscape. In the past, I had the belief that when close friends began having children, many women in their mid-30s would follow suit and start their own families. However, to my surprise, all of my acquaintances who are in relationships and in their mid-30s have decided against having children altogether. It is disheartening to witness 35-year-olds still indulging in partying and clubbing as they did in their 20s. I find it off-putting to see women approaching 25-year-old men at bars. It seems that these young men are primarily focused on casual encounters, which can make many women feel undervalued. Despite this, these women still crave the attention of attractive young men, as they wish to extend their youthful enjoyment before entering the notorious second wall of middle age. I have heard that many women face numerous challenges in their early to mid-40s. Even the young men seeking casual encounters start to lose interest at this point, which can be difficult to accept. Interestingly, it appears that Asian and Black women tend to experience this decline in interest a bit later. They enjoy a few extra years before they begin to face weight gain and menopause. However, once their looks start to fade, they seem to age rapidly, transitioning from looking like 29 or 32-year-olds to suddenly appearing as 38 or 39-year-olds in no time. Women, much like early bloomers, reach their reproductive prime earlier than men. However, just like a flower, they also start to wither away earlier. Therefore, if they want to pass on their genes, they must act promptly. That's why women tend to be attracted to men who can provide financial stability for them. On the other hand, men prioritize a woman's potential for bearing children. More than half of the women I know couldn't resist the allure of indulging in dining out, buying shoes, and having a great time with their friends during their younger years. When they reached their mid-30s, they went all out on cosmetics and transportation expenses too. Now, some of them find themselves drowning in debt from their consumer and student spending. And guess what? They are seeking a knight in shining armor to rescue them. Someone who can be referred to as a rich sugar daddy. The aging process hits women like a heavy blow, causing mental strain, while men appear to age gracefully, like fine wine, improving with time. By the time a man reaches his late 30s, he finds himself with an abundance of options, being able to select from a variety of women in their 20s. However, now we have the men going their own way movement, where men are taking control of their lives and prioritizing their own happiness instead of being caught up in the exhausting dating rat race.